Hello, welcome to another Retro Course Gaming Pickups. It's been a long time since we did one of these, but finally we've got some stuff to show you. But before we get onto that, I'd like to tell you that this video is sponsored by Pop Voice microphones. So all the voiceover you're hearing in this video, including this speaking right now, is coming to you from a Pop Voice lavalier microphone. So how is the quality? Well, I'm sure you can figure that one out by watching the video. So in this Gaming Pickups video, we've got something a little bit different. Yes, we've actually got a trip down to the shop. Let's take a visit down to the local book off and see what I picked up. So here we are outside book off, just waiting to cross the busy road and get into the shop. Over there to the right you can see Quest. Pretty good bookshop if you're into books. Bookshop that sells new books, mind you, not like Book Off, which everything is secondhand. So into the store we go. And straight away we're looking at the glass case full of Nintendo Switch items. A couple of PlayStation items in there as well. Next to that we've got PlayStation 4 goodies and a couple of PlayStation 4 special editions down at the bottom in boxes. Pretty nice to see that. And next to the PlayStation 4 hardware we've got Nintendo Switch. Loads of Nintendo Switch stuff. So Switch fanboys will be very happy there. Next to that we've got more PlayStation 4. And what's this I spot? Portable gaming monitor. Let's take a look at that. Oh, it's by Hori. Probably pretty good quality. Usually Hori stuff is. Past the PS4 stuff, we got some PlayStation 2, and yeah, what's this I find? Phantasy Star. Part of the Sega Ages collection. Not a bad price. PlayStation 3 above that, but I don't have one of those. In the corner, we've got random junk in the baskets, you know, accessories, things like that. Maybe useful to some people. And above that stuff, oh, hang on, what the hell's this? Some weird joystick. Above that we've got some complete in box, this is Metroid and Nintendo Disk System games. That's pretty cool. Load more over here in the corner as well, just stuck there. Let's see, what have we got? Some ice hockey game and what's that? Mahjong game? No idea. Also got some Famicom stuff there and some Super Famicom items as well. Games in boxes and a bit of GameCube as well above the Disk System games. On the top shelf they've got a load of these retro bit generation systems. They've actually got 1 till 5. This is number 2 I think, and as you can see I can spy Biometal there on the back of it. That's a Super Nintendo game or Super Famicom game. And this is a more recent version. This version actually has a lot of arcade ROMs, as you can see. We've got a lot of IROM arcades on there, including the original R-Type, so that's pretty cool. But you know, if you're going to buy these, you might as well just emulate stuff on MAME. You know, what's this underneath this, behind this stool? Oh, classic Connect, a Steel Battalion's version of Connect. Interesting, comes with a couple of software titles as well. Yeah, I think I'll leave that there. Alright, so moving over to the other side of the retro gaming section, and we can see a couple of Mega CD games here, as well as some Dreamcast and PC Engine stuff, and a bit of Sega Saturn as well. Next to that we've got the Nintendo DS stuff. Not a massive selection, but not too bad. And you can just about see to the left there was some PS Vita stuff there as well. Alright, let's take a quick look at the rest of the store. What else can we find? So we're just walking through all the board games and stuff there. And oh, trading cards. Yep, did a big thing still in Japan. Music CDs. So these music CDs will be like general pop music, classical, special interests and things like that. Western, Japanese, all sorts of stuff in there. CDs everywhere. Right. Oh, and we got some vinyl as well. Some records. Nice, nice. And oh, what's that I spot up there? Ghostbusters soundtrack original print. Gotta get a look at that. Yeah. Pretty decent price too, and it seems to be in good condition. Alright, over in the mini model section here. Little miniature toys and a lady's bottom. Oops, better not film that. And more models and so on. Alright, I think we better make our way out of the shop and make my way home before it gets too late. Alright guys, so what did you think of the shopping trip? Yeah, maybe some interesting stuff there. But before we get back to the studio, or the house, just take a listen. It's around about 11:30 p.m. now at night, and just listen to that. Yeah, they're the frogs. So yeah, it just goes to show I live in the middle of nowhere. As you can see, not much going on down there, and not much going on up there either. Alright, so back to the house, and let's take a look at the gaming pickups for, well, the last couple of months actually. Alright, see you when I get back to the house. Now normally on the RetroCore Gaming Pickups you get to see me talking to the camera and the video of the game up here. But today we're going to do things a little bit different. I thought maybe you'd like to see the condition of stuff a bit more up close, so we're going to be doing a top-down view here on the table. So let's start off with the first thing I picked up from Book Off. Yes, I did buy it. It was the vinyl Ghostbusters soundtrack, and I've got to say it is in amazing condition. It's a little bit dirty on the cover there, as you can see on the ghost's face, but the actual quality of the vinyl inside is pristine. It sounds amazing. In fact, here's a little bit of a sample. Not bad, eh? Very, very clean sounding vinyl, so I'm very happy with that. Okay, so that is the non-gaming stuff out of the way. Let's get on to some of the retro stuff. So first up, I got a couple of Mega Drive games, starting off with this one. This is Rambo 3. Now, I thought I had Rambo 3, but apparently I did not. And as you can see, this one is in good condition, as with most of the second-hand stuff I bought. Taking a look inside, we've got a lovely pristine manual and a cartridge where the sticker is not peeling off the back, so that's very nice to see. The manual itself is also in very nice condition. Again, like most things you buy in Japan. If I can get, if I can actually get it out, here we go. So let's take a look at that. So it's been a long time since I played Rambo, and yeah, as I said, I think, well, I thought I actually did own it, but when I was looking through my collection, it turns out I didn't have it, and I found this one for 800 yen. Not the cheapest of prices, but these days Mega Drive games are becoming very expensive. Even common stuff such as columns or whatever cost quite a bit of money these days. Alright, so that is Rambo 3. We've got two more Mega Drive games to take a look at. Another classic here, this is DJ Boy. Again, another game I thought I had, but I didn't have it. And as you can see inside, it's looking good. Now, the Western version of this was censored. I guess they were worried about racist issues or whatever. For example, the big colored lady at the end of stage 1 has been removed from the Western release and replaced with a big white lady. So, yeah. But I don't know if there are any other differences. As far as arcade conversions go, this is not a bad one at all. I mean, it does show its age. It is one of the earlier Mega Drive games. As you can tell with this back page, a lot of the earlier Mega Drive games did have a back page like this. But yeah, there you go, that shows its age. Super Real Basketball and Phantasy Star 3 right there. So yeah, there were a couple of changes made to the Western release of that. And finally on the Mega Drive we have this. Now this one actually came from Yahoo Auctions, and as you can tell, it's in one of those nasty Chinese fake cases. Ugh. Now I had no idea what this is, but it was cheap. It was like 1,800 yen, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll pick that up. And it wasn't until it came I noticed it says play, what's it say, play on retro logo down the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, the cover's horrible. And then after doing a bit of searching on the internet, I found out it is a homebrew, but a pretty interesting one at that. It does come with a manual, although the print is disgusting. It's on really nasty, horrible paper. And yeah, it looks like the ink's just soaked into the paper. It's horrible, it's really nasty. But what it is an old school so you can't even see the screenshots, it's terrible. But it's an old school platformer, you know, from the 8-bit micro days, and it's pretty good actually. Hard as nails, but pretty good. And the interesting thing about this version is that it has different graphical styles. So you can see we've got the Mega Drive, which is the best looking version. Organic, not sure what that's meant to be. Got MSX looking version, a Game Boy looking version, which is pretty good. The PC Windows version, PC CGA version, and a Commodore 64 version. And I've got to say that all these different versions of the game do represent the machines that they're meant to copy, and I was quite impressed by that. So yeah, that is that one. So you can actually buy this online from the actual developer of the game, but I didn't know that at the time, so I just went and picked it up. Alright, let's take a look at some modern stuff next. Starting off with some Xbox Series X. So yes, obviously we have to have Resident Evil The Village. And this is not a Japanese version, this is the American release, because the Japanese version was not released at the same time, or at least I couldn't find it. But yeah, that's that. An amazing game. I've played this 3 times now, completed it 3 times, and I'll probably play it again 4th time because there's still stuff I haven't found. Next up we have 2 games which I got from Yahoo Auctions. These are actually from Book Off. And I just wanted Mad Max because it runs at 120 Hz, and it's a game that I always wanted to take a look at, but it was really expensive. Even now, this game alone in Japan cost over 4,000 yen, second hand. But I got both of these for 3,000 yen. Mafia 3, I couldn't give a crap about. In fact, I've never played it and probably never will play it. But these are the Japanese releases. So taking a look at the back, you can see everything is in Japanese, although they do keep a bit of English up here. Inside, as expected, everything is pristine. Discs are absolutely spotless. As you can clear, well, oh no, that one's a bit dirty actually. Oh no, making me look like a liar. Have to clean that one. But I'm sure this one is spotless. Yeah, let's take a look. Nope, that one's dirty too. Oh man. Well, I guess that's why these were cheaper. But they still, I know this works because I've completed it, but this probably works as well. Alright. Sticking with the Xbox, we've got R-Type Final 2. Again, this is an imported version. This is an American import. And surprisingly, this is a lot cheaper than the normal version. This is the Integral Fight Edition. And the difference is that it comes with an art book. So let's just get this open here so you can take a look. And the art book is better than the usual kind of junk they give you in these things, because it's not only, oh, and let's not forget we get the CD soundtrack as well. But as I was saying, the art book is not only the art book, but it's actually an interview with the developer of the game. So that is actually quite interesting, and we can read about his thoughts and why it took so long to make a new R-Type game, and it goes into the details of, you know, what his image is behind this new version of R-Type and what he hopes players will think of it and so on. It's quite an interesting read, so you can see behind the scenes and things like that. So yeah, if you can get hold of this, I do recommend it. It's quite a nice read, this book, and it's nice to actually hear what the developer was thinking. And sticking with Xbox, we got one more title. Yes, Scarlet Nexus. This is the Japanese version, for those interested. That it does have English on it, English voices and English text, but I played it with Japanese voices because they sound better, to be honest, but with English text. And for those who don't know, Scarlet Nexus is an RPG, action RPG. Now, it's a very good game, but it is a bit slow to get into. And one thing that I didn't like about it was the amount of talking in the game. Jeez, they never stop talking in it. Yeah, so that was kind of annoying. A little bit overkill on the talking there. So you end up skipping most of it. And once you get halfway through the game, you just get fed up listening to the story because it's not really relevant. Well, it is relevant, but it's not important, I should say. But if you can put up with all the talking or don't mind skipping everything, this is a very good action RPG. As I said, it's a little bit slow to start off with, but it does build up and does get a lot better the more you play it. And you actually need to complete the game with both main characters, brother and sister here. So you need to complete the game with both characters to get the complete ending. So far I've completed it with the girl, and I'm halfway through with the guy. The guy is a little bit easier to use because he has a nice sword, where she has some sort of flinging projectile, which can be a little bit difficult, but you do get used to it in the end. Alright, so that is the Xbox stuff out of the way, and let's move on to some retro stuff now with PlayStation 2. Okay, these actually did come from Book Off, and first we have Yu Yu Hakusho, and this is Yu Yu Hakusho Forever. Not played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it. As you can see from the screenshots on the back, it's a 3D fighter. And let's take a look at the condition. Hopefully it's scratch. Yeah, it's scratch free. Look at that lovely clean disc there. And as we can see, the manual is in very nice condition as well. A little bit bent there at the bottom, but that's not too bad. And as with all these old PlayStation games, we get a nice manual full of lots of detail and some lovely, lovely pictures. It's a shame they don't give us manuals much these days. I do miss them, even though I never really read them. They were always nice to have and just have a flick through every now and then. They always had something of interest inside them. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you about this is that it came with a bonus cover. So let me just see if I can get it out. Now, I think this cover, so that's the main cover there. But I think the inside cover came from a magazine or something. In fact, it did, yeah, it came from a V-Jump magazine. So that's a nice alternative cover. So you can see both of them side by side there. Interesting. And on the back of this, it has various stats for each character. Very interesting indeed. They did that quite a lot back in the PlayStation 2 day with magazines. You get different covers and so on. Sticking with the anime-based PlayStation 2 games, here's another one. This is JoJo. Again, it seems to be another 3D fighter, and again, I haven't played this one. Not too sure if this is going to be any good because JoJo games can be hit or miss. Let's check the disc. Not too bad, not too bad at all. And the manual is a little bit tatty. Now this game and Yu Yu you just saw cost 100 yen each. And yeah, I think for the price, can't complain really, can we? I mean, it's not pristine, but it is in fairly decent condition. Oh, actually, taking a look at that screenshot, it's not a one-on-one beat 'em up, is it? Maybe it's a brawler, a scrolling beat 'em up, maybe? Have to get around to playing this one. Looks quite interesting. Alright, so that is the play. Oh no, one more PlayStation 2 game. I forgot about this one. Yes, now this came from Book Off, and this is the Phantasy Star Generation 1. Now I am collecting the Sega Ages 2500 series and do have quite a few of them, but I am missing one or two, and this is one of the ones I'm missing. Not that I'd ever play this because I've played Phantasy Star 1 a million times, but the condition of this is so nice that it would have been crazy to pass up on this. And as you can see, it comes with all the proper paperwork. We got the little indent card there, registration card, manual, and the disc, so it's all looking good. And this is the file. Now for the first half of this series, every game came with the little information card, as you can see here. And the idea is you put those information cards into this file, and as you can see there, got little binders there so you can keep all the cards nice and tidy. And the only way you could get this was with this particular game. So yeah, I think finding this for, I think it was like a couple hundred yen, was definitely something I shouldn't miss on. So yeah, very happy with that one. Okay, and moving on to the final collection of games, and they are all Nintendo 3DS games. So first up we have this is Project X Zone, one of two Project X Zone games. By the way, all these 3DS games I'm showing you came from Yahoo Auctions, and they all cost less than 2,000 yen each. So some of them could be like 100 yen, some could be 500 yen, but they are all very cheap. And inside here we get a nice artwork book. As you can see, it's got lots of artwork and information from the game and the games which the characters may appear from. So there's a Sakura there from Sakura Wars. So we've got lots and lots of different game characters in here. Basically Sega, Namco, and Capcom. I don't like to say Bandai because Bandai didn't make anything useful. They just stole all Namco's IPs. A bit like Tecmo and Koei, really. Also we get the CD soundtrack, which is pretty interesting, and the game itself. As for the game, I've not played it yet, but I am looking forward to trying it out. Alright, so we got a big pile of 3DS games, so I'll tell you what, I'm just going to put them all here. I will go through them one by one. Okay, actually we'll put them over to the side here. Okay, first up is this. Alright, this is a Senran Gaguratu. And yeah, it's okay, I don't know if you call it adult orientated, but I think judging by the size of certain assets on these female characters, you can guess this is not one aimed at the kids. In fact, it's one of the few Nintendo DS games which actually have a D rating, which means you've got to be over 17 to play it. Basically what this is a 3D platformer slash 'em up. And we have the other one here. This is part of the same series. And yes, it's the same thing. A 3D walk along slash 'em up with big booby characters. And yes, a big essence on story. Taking a look inside, we can see everything is nice and pristine. All these 3DS games are in nice pristine condition. Check out the number if you want, I don't care. Probably being used anyway, since these are all secondhand. So yeah, I think that image there tells you everything, doesn't it? And if we open up, we get ourselves a little bit of information on the game. You can kind of see what type of game it is from this screenshot here. Yes. Alright, so I have played this and it is quite nice, interesting, not bad at all. Next up we have Umihara Kawase, or Sayonara Umihara Kawase, and this is part of the series that first out to life on the Super Famicom. If you've never played the series, I think you really should check it out. Basically what it is a A to B platformer where you have to use a bungee type rope to get yourself over various obstacles. Very simple premise, but very nice games, beautiful games in fact. And taking a look at the little manual here, you can get a good look at what the actual game is all about. So yeah, it's very basic in terms of what you have to do, but the play mechanics are complex enough to make it very interesting, and you know, the visual appeal of it and the soundtrack really add to the overall appeal of the game. Very, very nice. Definitely worth checking out if you've never played this game before. I still think the Super Famicom original is the best one, but this is not a bad entry at all. Next up we have Kid Icarus, as it's known in English. And yes, this is basically a 3D into the screen shoot 'em up. Very nice one indeed. Played this quite a bit. Very impressive graphics, in fact, for the 3DS. And as you can see in the background, we have these lovely little pictures of Kid Icarus. I think there's some on this side as well. Yeah, there we go. More characters there. Very interesting. Oh well, bit of a jump cut there. Camera decided to stop. I guess it came to the end of the file. Okay, so also included we have the usual booklet, which folds out and gives you some basic information about the game. So yeah, typical stuff there. As you can see some screenshots of the game, so you get an idea of what it's like. It is a very impressive looking game, to be honest, for the 3DS. And also we have these cards. Let's just get all this stuff out the way. And these are the AR cards, and basically you can scan these and have various 3D models or whatever. But yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, let's close that over. A classic Star Fox 64. I don't think I need to say much about that. Pilotwings Resort. Yep, I don't think we need to say much about that either. So it's Pilotwings, it's good, it's definitely worth your time. Okay, now here's an interesting one. This is Code of Princess. Now this game reminds me an awful lot of Princess Crown on the Sega Saturn, and I wonder if it is related. It's basically a side-scrolling adventure action game, and a very, very nice one at that. And it actually comes with a proper instruction manual, something we don't see much in 3DS games. And taking a look in the manual, we should be able to see some screenshots of what the game is like. There we go. So let's see. There we go. So you can see here, it's a 3D action game. Kind of has a bit of a Guardian Heroes vibe to it as well. So if you like Guardian Heroes or Princess Crown, or just side-scrolling slash 'em up, beat 'em ups in general, you'll probably like this. There's a lot of RPG elements to it, and it is all in Japanese, so it may be a little bit difficult to play for non-Japanese speakers, but I think you will pick it up eventually. Okay, last two games on the 3DS. Next is Runabout 3D. Can't say I'm too impressed with this. It's a little bit boring, and yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that one. And finally we have Terraformers, and this is a 3D third-person action game, and to be honest, it's rather boring. The idea behind the game is you choose different abilities, and you can attack certain enemies with different abilities, and it's just a lot of faffing about, and yeah, I don't like it. It's kind of dull, so yeah, that's that. Okay, so that is the end of the game and pickups, but there is one more item to show you. So I'm going to zoom out the camera, and let's take a look. Alright, and here it is. Yes, it's a Sega Saturn analog mission stick, and I have not looked inside this thing yet. This is going to be the first time it's being opened. As you can see, it's got the original price tag here, which says 7,780 yen. This cost me 500 yen. So let's take a look inside and see the condition. It's going to be a first for everybody. Alright, oh, the tripod's in the way. I can't get it open. Ah, there it is. Alright, seems to be in good condition. Let's get it out and set it up. So as you can see, the stick comes in two parts. And what's interesting is it has this flip bit on the bottom. So you can set it up to be left-handed or right-handed. So this can go on this side or over this side, depending on which you prefer. And basically you just connect the two together like this. Oh, the little screw there which needs to come out. So just take that out. And this basically connects on here into the little retainers, if we can get it in. There we go. And we plug this into the control ports. Sub control, main control. Well, I don't know, we'll put it into main control. And yeah, there we go. That's it. That's our analog stick set up. Actually, I think maybe that should be on the other side, wouldn't it? Yeah, actually, I think it'd be better on this side, even though joysticks are normally on this side. But anyway, the controller itself is fully analog, and it centers back to the center there. Very nice. We have an analog trigger here, which would be used for your throttle, maybe, in Afterburner. Some mic switch buttons there, and we have another mic switch button on the bottom of the stick. L&R triggers and the 6 main buttons here. Each button has a rapid fire option, which can be switched off individually. And we also have a speed for the rapid fire as well. Now the reason I bought this stick was mainly to play Space Harrier, Afterburner and Panzer Dragoon with it. Because apparently those games control really well with this stick. So I'll get back to you about that in a future video. Alright, so there we have the gaming pickups for the last month or so. And a big thanks to our sponsor, Pop Voice, for providing the lavalier mic for today's show. How good was the quality of the mic? You tell me in the comments down below, and I'll put a couple of links in the video description so you can buy this mic yourself if you want to. Normally I use a Shure microphone, but it'd be interesting to see how this compares to the Shure. Of course, Shure costs 1,000,000 times more than what this does. Alright, and what did you think about today's format? Did you like the fact that I showed you the games a bit more close up on the table, or would you prefer to have the video up here somewhere and me just talking to the camera like usual? Let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, it's time to take a look at your gamer pickups and see what you guys have been buying. And remember, if you want to, have your games featured on the next gaming pickups video, send your pictures over to the email address down below here, and I'll put them on the next gaming pickups. So until then guys, keep on gaming and enjoy your games. See ya!